The Archbishop of Canterbury has admitted that senior officials in the Church of England colluded with a bishop who abused young men. Peter Ball was jailed in 2015 after pleading guilty to a string of historical offences. And now, after a damning report into how the Church handled the case, Justin Welby has asked the former Archbishop, Lord Carey, to step down from his current role as an honorary assistant bishop. The child abuse solicitor David Greenwood, who chairs the group Stop Church Child Abuse, joins us now from Wakefield. So, Justin Welby has called this report harrowing reading. What does it reveal?
It reveals that a number of bishops, when they were faced with complaints from 7 different people independently, decided not to turn over the allegations of criminal or sexual misconduct by Peter Ball to the police, but to keep it to themselves and to essentially hide it from the police. And then at a later stage, the bishops engaged a private investigator to try to discredit a complainant and then persuaded or acted in a way that helps to persuade the Crown Prosecution Service back in 1992-93 to give Peter Ball a caution rather than prosecute him for the offences.
So it seems from what you're saying that this wasn't just a case of turning a blind eye, it went further than that.
It's my view that it did, yes. I have obtained over the years documents that show that it goes further than that, and that bishops in that diocese were active in trying to discredit complainants and to try to protect Peter Ball from criminal sanction, yes.
Why did this happen?
Well, it's an extreme example of an institution protecting its own reputation above the needs of the people that it tries to help. We have to remember that this is a church. It's not just any old institution. This is an organisation that takes in vulnerable people, tries to help them and set them on the right track. But in this case, and in other cases that I've come across, that trust is abused. And when it has been abused and the victim calls out for help, it finds that the church either isn't there, closes its ears to the demands, or tries to discredit that person.
And what about the survivors of this abuse?
Well, I've assisted some to get compensation. Some of them are going to be represented at the National Inquiry, the independent inquiry into child sexual abuse chaired by Professor Alexis Jay. So there will be a greater scrutiny of what's been going on, not only in this section of the church, this part of the church, but in other parts of the church as well. There are some case studies that will be looked at. So the victims of Peter Ball are having some success at getting justice. But it's come too late, especially for someone who took their own life. Neil Todd took his own life in 2012 because he was so frustrated that he was getting nowhere with his complaints.
So Justin Welby is being pretty vocal and proactive, you could say, about this now, but is the church as a whole doing enough? What needs to happen now?
All right, I've been saying for a long time now that the church is no longer fit to police itself. At the moment, each bishop in each of the dioceses is in charge, essentially, of its own, his or her own safeguarding in that diocese. We've seen time and time again that individuals abuse the power that they give them there to deal with safeguarding issues and side with the church rather than investigating cases properly. The time has come, the time has passed, in my view, for safeguarding issues and complaints of child sexual abuse or any kind of sexual abuse to be passed to an independent body to study, to consider and decide upon. It can't continue for the church to police itself and keep things in-house.
David Greenwood, thanks very much.